Hello and welcome to the long-awaited second episode of Coffee and Wrestling, a wrestling podcast. I am Mark, here with my wonderful wife, Jamie.
Hello.
This podcast is already getting off to a wonderful start. We've restarted it at least twice, and I've screamed into the microphone one too many times, and I'll have to edit that out, but it's all good. We are just got done watching Battle of the Belts, AEW's Battle of the Belts, for the third day in a row of wrestling, which has been interesting because usually the end of the week we get really bored on Thursday because we don't watch anything but wrestling and there's no wrestling on.
Now we got what? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Oh yeah, I guess it was 4 days in a row.
It was literally 4 days in a row.
So yeah, we've had a lot of stuff happen. A lot of things to talk about. WWE has been under the creative umbrella of Triple H, which is, as far as I'm concerned, has proved to be quite beneficial.
Yeah.
But I don't want to get too sidetracked like I already am.
Yeah, see, I told you. It would be so easy. We go from 8 to 7 in like 3 seconds. But yeah, so let's just go back to AEW Battle of the Belts. It was a fun hour.
It was fun. It went way too fast.
It did. It was 3 very purposeful matches. But as I said, the first thing I said when it ended was, when's the last time Battle of the Belts had a title change? I really don't remember. I should have looked up those.
You think we'd be a little bit more prepared? No, it really feels like that. It doesn't. Not a lot of belts get moved on Battle of the Belts.
No, although they must have got me 3, 4, 5, 6 times.
What, in the main event?
I thought.
Oh my god, there was that reversal from the. Oh my god, I always forget not the Prism Bomb, the Ricola Bomb.
Yeah.
Ricola. That Cesaro was about to hit on Takeshita, and he turned it into a roll-up pin, and it was you cannot get closer to 3 than that count was. It was ridiculous.
That was really good.
The entire match was just, it was a lot longer than I thought, and it was just wall-to-wall spots. It was great. Yeah,
there was one point where I was like, holy crap, so much has happened, and then I just happened to look down at my phone, and I looked at Mark, and I was like, there's 15 minutes left.
And we were already looking at these two, like, how are they still running around? Like, you could tell both of them were half dead.
Yeah,
and there was at least 15 to 17 minutes of airtime still left over.
It was fantastic.
It was good. Not taking away anything else from the other matches that happened the rest of the night. The tag match good lord. They've been so many tag matches so far, I can't, with Thunderstorm, I forget they're not in a tag match, but that match with Thunder Rosa and Jamie Hayter really shined.
Yeah.
She did really good.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
It was really hard hitting. Like, there was a lot of times I was looking at these two, like, these two are beating the absolute crap out of each other.
They really do not ever hit lately.
No, and I don't know if it's ever since Thunder Rosa got the title or just the women that they've been bringing in, but they either sell extremely well or these girls are absolutely beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah, I'm going with second.
Well, I mean, after looking at Serena Deeb, I can't remember what it was against Thunder Rosa, or was it the one she got that really gnarly shiner and then tried covering it up with makeup the next week, and it was so swollen. Oh my god, it was bad, and you could see it the minute it happened. She just it was such a bad shot.
Yeah, definitely not afraid to be hard hitting.
But yeah, this match proved that tonight. It was
fantastic, and not much outside interference from Reba.
A little bit. There was, no more than there should be.
Yeah,
but
I thought there'd be a lot more.
I do like that they're not giving every match to them just because all 3 of them are out there every time. It was good to see Toni Storm out there giving Thunder Rosa some support. I don't know what they're doing with the women's champion being in a tag match, or a tag team. Yeah. But it's creating a little bit of buzz. But I feel like they're not really doing too much with it. They've just stuck the women's champion in a tag team, and now it's like, all right, well, what the fuck's the woman? What's the women's champion doing?
Because this worked out with Sasha Banks and Naomi a few weeks ago, you know?
Yeah, right.
Let's take the champion. Let's just throw him in a random match, and this should be great.
Plus, I mean, Toni Storm, last time she wrestled a singles match, wasn't that against Thunder Rosa for the championship?
Yeah.
I might be wrong on that, but yeah, they wrestled each other, and now they're all good. I don't know. It's good.
But yeah, Jamie Hayter.
You said she's growing on you?
Yeah, originally I didn't like her because I just like, I'd rather just Britt be on her own.
Every wrestler in AEW that you hated in the first few weeks we started watching AEW, you are now in love with.
I liked the literal first time, the whole thing that got us into AEW. The first time we ever watched it, I think it was one of the first matches, and it was Best Friends. And I've never heard of Trent or Chuck Taylor. Ever.
Oh yeah, you were hating on
just
and
Chuck. I was like, who?
Chuck Taylor. Minute you saw guy? Chuck Taylor, you're like, who is this dude? He's chump ass
Kentucky gentleman.
And
of all names in the world, Chuck Taylor. I was just so like, good. He's trying too hard.
It was so
good.
It's so
the
good.
Complete opposite. So yeah, a lot of people I just don't like. It takes me a little bit, and she was one of them.
Ricky Starks was the one for me. I couldn't stand that guy coming out with his stupid ass loafers.
Oh, I know. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, we used to make fun of him with his loafers. He'd always kick them off.
We could make a podcast strictly on the how much we hated people in AEW when we first started watching. Because when we started watching, we didn't know any of them. We were watching strictly because of the Butcher, Andy.
Yeah, the whole reason we got into AEW in the first place is because we're big Every Time I Die fans, and
it just made sense. We're been wrestling fans our entire lives. So
I have to watch that. I've seen them live 10 times.
Something
I have to watch him wrestle. So that's what got us started. And yeah, for real, we had heard a bunch of names, but not really knew anything. So in the few years we've watched it,
I mean, everybody's heard of the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
Everybody's heard of
Matt and Jeff, Young
Kenny Omega. Even if you're not a outside of WWE wrestling fan, everybody's heard of
you've heard
Kenny
of him.
Omega and Young Bucks.
Yeah.
Then Cody Rhodes. I mean, that was
I hated Cody Rhodes first time.
Oh my god, I still hated Cody Rhodes.
He was doing
Cody
that
Rhodes
Carmella plastic surgery.
Oh, when he was in WWE. Oh my god, you hated that character.
Would he have a broken nose, and that's why he had the?
Yeah, he got I think he got injured. He broke his nose, and he was like a basketball player. He wore that stupid plastic mask.
Yeah, I was like,
but then it turned into his persona. It was great. I loved that character. I thought it was the first time that I looked at a wrestler knowing it was all bullshit, but it was so good. It was what I hated about Jericho for years.
Yeah.
Until I started watching him in AEW, and then I realized I have hated this man for so long that it's made me come back to wrestling more times than not, just because I want to see him.
Just because you hate him, right?
I just want him to see get thrown off a fucking cage, or I want to see him blasted open with a fucking chair. It
is very funny. It is very funny because there's been so many times where I'm like, that match with Chris Jericho and insert random person. I'm like, man, that person did so well in this match. And after a while, I realized, oh, it's because Chris Jericho is helping that person, helping. It's just hard. They're doing their job.
Yep.
If you hate the heel, they're doing their job.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Look at Christian.
Yeah.
All that. Speaking of heels, I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt, but speaking of heels, that was one of the things that I really wanted to talk about tonight was what shifted in the wind that made all of these just absolute random heel turns happen in the last 2 weeks.
They've been so good.
WWE and AEW.
They've been so good, though.
What in particular have you been enjoying?
The heel turn?
Heel turn, yeah.
I don't know if you can call it a heel turn, but Bayley coming back and being a heel has been... I really liked it. I was very impressed with how they did it.
That was fun. Great SummerSlam, by the way.
Interesting setup, though. We're getting way so far up.
No, this is fine. Yeah, this is what we're meant to do. We'll get distracted, but weird Titantron, is that what it's called?
Yeah, I don't know what. The stage, it was half obscured every time that they were coming down, and it was 60 feet.
Yeah, but super good.
Super good.
Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch fought, and Becky Lynch separated her shoulder, and
they absolutely tore the house down.
Kept going. It was fantastic. And then, like Mark said, Bayley came out with, let's see if we can
Dakota
get this right.
Dakota Kai and Io Sky.
Io Sky is what she's going with now.
Yeah. It was great. I liked it because it finally gave the women's heel stable. It's been, I don't know. You've got a couple of them in NXT. They had, the two, it's tag teams and all that, but you finally have a stable that, I don't know. I don't know. I like it.
A nice intimidating stable.
Yeah, intimidating, but not for the reasons of like, oh, we have to be intimidated. Like, that's the one problem with big meaty men stables is like, oh, well, they're just massive human beings. You're supposed to be terrified of them, you know. But with women, you don't have a lot of massive women that could do that, and it's not really, even when they do, it's...
And the three of them are not massive by any means.
No, but that you know that they're all very good wrestlers that can all, you know, and that, okay, well... all over the place tonight because we haven't recorded in a while, and you know, just because they can call each other wrestlers now. That's interesting.
Yeah,
I think you know,
what a time.
Triple H really kind of stirring the pot back up, maybe stabilizing the pot. I don't know.
Not to be that guy, but you don't think maybe Chris Jericho had something to do with that because JAS is calling themselves sports entertainers.
So, I think it was,
you know, you don't think maybe that's like okay, yeah, we can be wrestlers now, we don't have to be sports entertainers. Like,
I 100% think that it was Vince McMahon that stopped them from doing anything like that.
Well, it's pretty goddamn obvious. Yeah.
I don't know. Trips don't look like somebody who gives a shit about what AEW does.
No.
No. I don't know. He's made his position pretty clear. It's very similar to Vince McMahon, but I think the difference between Vince McMahon and Triple H is
Triple H is a wrestler.
Yeah, a wrestler of like the more recent years, he may be of a older generation of our younger generation, not our younger generation, like our generation.
But our generation, I mean, we grew up with Triple H,
right? And that's what I mean. Like, you know, he understands what a modern day wrestling fan likes because he's not so far out of the touch of loop.
Exactly.
You know. It's refreshing that he's doing it so quick.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what Thanksgiving and Christmas is going to be like in the McMahon house because the son-in-law has taken over and he has completely uprooted Mr. McMahon's baby. Like you can't tell me that Vince is not sitting at home watching how SmackDown and Raw is coming out. Women are being featured more. Wrestlers.
He's probably got a headset on on the couch.
People are still theorizing that he's like he's still in control behind the scenes and he's just letting everybody do their thing.
What's the difference?
I mean,
from an entertainment perspective and just
entertainer,
like, you know, like what difference does it make to me?
To you as a fan or to...
Yeah, to me as a fan.
I don't know.
Vin's back there, Pinocchio, like, pulling the strings or whatever. Like...
I mean, if he's doing that, then he's obviously doing something that's stirring the pot. Maybe that... I mean, I don't think that's why he did it, obviously.
Yeah. Well, you know, one thing we talked about stirring the pot, not necessarily in a bad way, but, you know, with Trips getting this, Triple H getting this promotion to be doing creative, now AEW has turned around and said, oh, well... You know, we're going to promote Sanjay Dutt and we're going to promote QT Marshall and we're going to have them do our creative now.
Right.
Which followed almost immediately after Triple H was announced.
Right. But I mean, I think it would be good for them because they don't really have a lot of long-term storylines going on. I mean, you got storylines building up to All Out, which is in 4 weeks?
Yeah.
I mean, even then they're trying to have little mini storylines in between. Which is great. It keeps the you know,
momentum niche going.
Yeah. But I think in the long run, like, you can't tell me that they're building up to something beyond All Out at this point. But I mean, All Out is their big, like, their WrestleMania.
Exactly. You got to think that they have a couple cards.
But we also don't have any confirmation that, you know, CM Punk's going to be back by All Out, and that was like the big draw was the title between Jon Moxley and CM Punk was supposed to happen at All Out, but everything I've heard has been negative feedback about CM Punk's injury.
Which, I mean, a lot of people went on record saying that CM Punk was complaining about his foot, but you don't know. Like, I don't know. I hate to be that person. It's wrestling.
Yeah, doctor said it's healing, but it's not healed.
It could be overfabricated that he's...
Very true.
You know, it's a surprise. He's back. We don't know. But if CM Punk were to not come back and Jon Moxley was to face somebody else, or possibly Chris Jericho at All Out...
Chris Jericho. Oh my
who would you like to see be the main event?
So if we're theorizing about that match with CM Punk being absent.
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about this for a second. Do you have any like preferred favorites as to what you would like to see? Let me ask this. And would you rather see, because obviously Jon Moxley is the interim champion right now. Chris Jericho's fighting him. Chris Jericho's fighting him next week.
Yes, on Dynamite
coming
next
up.
Wednesday.
Yeah, a couple days on Wednesday at what is it? Not Splash at
the
beach.
Quake at the Lake.
Quake at the Lake. Splash at the
whatever.
Splash at the pad.
Shit Tony Khan comes up with that week.
So he's gonna fight him there.
Yeah.
Who would you rather see go to All Out
as the interim champ?
As the interim champ, Chris Jericho or the defending champion Jon Moxley?
I mean Jon Moxley.
I mean, I can't see how it would go any other way, anyways. Yeah, I mean, I'm in the same boat, Jon Moxley, 100%.
I don't actually. Let's go ahead and look it up because I really don't know. I don't know who is the number one contender for the interim champ right now, and I'll look it up to see who's the number one contender for the belt. But me personally, I selfishly just want to see Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley fight.
Oh yeah, no, I'm in that same boat. I was gonna say that same thing, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's in the running right now. I don't really know what they're doing.
Yeah, I really don't know. Like, let's just find out together. Okay, so as of today, the top 5 rankings for the men's champions belts. So it just has like the 4 of them, and these are the top 5 contenders for those belts.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's set up a little bit weird, but number 5, Daniel Garcia. Number 4, Chris Jericho.
This is for the World Championship?
This is for the men's championship.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it just has like all 4 of them together, which is the world champion, the interim world champion, TNT champion, and All Atlantic champion. These are the top 5 contenders.
Gotcha.
So again, 5 Daniel Garcia, 4 Chris Jericho, 3 Powerhouse Hobbs. 2.
Interesting, and they just had him split away from Team Taz. And
Yeah.
Taz said there was no more Team Taz, so.
Yeah, great timing. 2 Jay Lethal, and 1 Hangman Adam Page.
Really? I haven't seen him on TV in a while.
I kind of thought the same thing.
So how did Chris Jericho jump the ranking so much?
It's Chris Jericho. He just talked his way into it.
Yeah, right. It's because he's a wizard.
Oh, I throw a fireball in your face. So yeah, I wasn't ready for that, but knowing that, like, okay, Powerhouse Hobbs.
Yeah, maybe that's what he's
Powerhouse
looking for.
Hobbs versus Mox.
Never got any gold with Team Taz.
No, he did not.
That was such a good turn. Oh my god.
What a good run though. Like,
oh my god, it was.
Team Taz in general.
But what a good time to, and I mean, I guess turn heel?
Yeah, I think that was a really good time.
But completely turned Ricky babyface. 100%.
Good move.
Cannot wait for that match. That is going to be a phenomenal
The 2 of them
match.
fighting against each other?
You know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's building up to it. My question is, what's up with Hook? He all of a sudden just takes the FTW championship and splits out of here?
Yeah, I mean, that's a Hook thing to do.
I know.
Go in the locker room and eat some chips. Danhausen.
There's no ranking for FTW championship on there, is there?
No, because it's irrelevant. And just they make up matches.
I love it. It's irrelevant, but it was on a pay-per-view. Okay, what's
No, it wasn't on a pay-per-view. That was Dynamite. Because he fought Danhausen and lost in like 3 seconds, and we won't talk about that.
What's with the tag? I mean, I know FTR. Like you if we're gonna bring up champions, you got to talk about FTR.
Yeah. Well, do you want to know who the top 5 ranked contenders for the tag team championship?
Do I?
Do you? Okay, so at number 5, this is an interesting one too, and I'm okay with this one. I don't think it's a good time to switch up the belt, but
okay.
In number 5, loving it right off the rip, Matt Menard and Angelo Parker.
2.0, really?
No, they're not 2.0.
They're always 2.0.
What are their names? Daddy Magic?
Daddy Magic and Cool Hand Luke.
Cool Hand, just one.
Cool Hand, just one. I know that life.
Cool Hand Angelo Parker.
What did I say?
Cool Hand Luke? Isn't that a band? Like a Christian band?
I thought that I don't know. Pretty sure Cool Hand Luke was like a name of a, I don't know.
I think it's a Christian band.
No, that Sister Mary 3?
That one too? Sister Mary 3? I don't know.
That's Cody Rhodes' favorite band.
Lifehouse?
Lifehouse? Ugh.
Okay, so, yeah.
This is not 5, that kind of podcast.
Into it. Number 4, again, I'm totally into this. The Acclaimed.
Everybody loves the Acclaimed.
Loves the Acclaimed. Even Booker T.
I was like wishy-washy with the Acclaimed at first, and then within 2 weeks of watching the Acclaimed, I was like, these guys are amazing.
Anthony
I fucking
Bowens,
hate them.
We love you.
I hated Max Caster.
Yeah.
Oh my God, but I hated John Cena too, and not to compare him to John Cena, but I hated.
But John Cena did just tweet about him.
I remember I would shit on his rapping skills, knowing damn well I couldn't rap myself. I can't rap presents, let alone fucking
I know.
bars. Like fuck that.
Let's be honest though, the rap battle the other day, hysterical on Rampage, I believe.
Oh, against
great. They
Colton.
Austin.
I always get their name.
They did Austin no justice. That man can spit so much better than
you
like
can find
most
that,
people I've ever heard.
If you can find that and look it up as to what he spits, oh my God, it's amazing. It is. He has a freestyle that Jamie and I were like, there's no way he spits.
No way,
there's
this is good.
There's no way. He's ass boy. I
think AEW did like a hip hop album. And a lot of people like did like different songs.
I think they like last year,
song. And then he does like a freestyle.
It's so good,
absolutely incredible.
Jamie and I, our jaws were on the floor. It was amazing.
Yep.
Who's next?
Everyone loves the Acclaimed. Hard to beat the Acclaimed, but number 10, an Evil Uno.
Oh, I thought you. Number 10 Evil, really? They must be like racking in
Evil Uno.
It's got to be the dark matches. Like
we haven't been those wins.
We haven't been catching a lot of dark and elevation, so
but that's cool. 10.
I need more 10 in my life.
I like 10.
And Ethan Page.
I mean, Ethan with the heel turn. What about Ethan with the heel turn? What was he yelling the other day?
Why?
Oh,
why?
I loved it. Why? That's a good question. I want to know.
Why? Why not?
Why?
Why not?
Let's be real here. He moved from Canada.
Yeah,
Free healthcare.
Danhausen moved to Canada.
Yeah, Danhausen's a smart one. Ethan Page left Canada for AEW. Why? Why would you do this? He's fantastic. At any rate. And then number 2, Young Bucks. Yay.
Which is surprising because they just lost the titles.
They did. So I
feel like that resets you, shouldn't it? Like
it should. Not here. Number 1 contenders though. Go ahead and give me a shot in the dark.
You say gun?
No.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, the Ass Boys.
I wish.
I wish too.
I'm gonna have to say Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. Oh no!
Come on.
Is it the Lucha Brothers?
No.
Ooh. The New Day? The New Day have come to AEW!
Oh my God, I would die. That's where Xavier Woods went.
The AEW? You saw their video game and was like, I'm totally on board.
Yeah, come on. Like, it's so obvious. FTR.
Oh, God, that's right. What am I thinking?
FTR.
That's because they've been the number one position. They're number 1 contenders for like 16 or 17 weeks.
Yeah, there's no arrow indicating that they have moved up or down.
I can't remember what the number was on all the dirt sheets that I read.
Yeah, between FTR and Young Bucks, they've been in steady number 1 and number 2 position.
I know that's.
So,
but I mean, it's probably one of those things.
That doesn't sound good.
What is it?
8-star FTR. 7-star has a good ring to it.
Yeah, but 8 stars.
I mean,
can Dave Metzler even like put out that many stars? I think there's like
who's wrestling.
I think there's like one like 10-star match. I don't know. Who gives a shit?
Are the Young Bucks wrestling? Then yes, 8 stars.
I know, right? The Young Bucks are wrestling Kenny Omega and the stuffed dummy that Kenny Omega wrestled in DDP Pro.
With Don Callis.
Don Callis. I hate Don Callis.
But I love Don Callis.
If you haven't seen Don Callis, in his prime when he had hair, please stop this podcast. Okay, don't stop the podcast. Wait to the end of the podcast and then look up Don Callis with hair. It's worth the creepiest thing. It looks like Cousin It shaved his face.
It doesn't even look like him.
No. So.
Oh yeah, that's our number 1 contender. So, 8-star FTR. What do you think?
Do they get another star for every belt they get? I mean.
Yeah, that's how it works. They've had 7. Did you not get
they should already be up at 8 then, because if they're already 5-star FTR and they got 3 belts, that's 8.
How'd they get 3?
They have the AAA. They have the ROH.
And AEW. It just hasn't happened yet. It feels like it should have happened.
Oh, that's right.
I'm telling you. That's why they're 7-star FTR. That'd be really weird if they couldn't keep track of their own belts.
I can't keep track of their belts. Dave Metzler can keep track of his belts.
Oh, yes. So, yeah. 8-star FTR?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Yeah. But when?
Maybe.
But when? Against Swerve in Our Glory?
Oh.
What about that dumpster match?
I'm loving that. That's not
I know that wasn't them.
That's not them, but it was great. Because Mark texted me earlier in the day, and he's like, last time there was a dumpster match was...
Billy Ass. And the New Age Outlaws.
And the New Age Outlaws versus Mick Foley and... Cactus Jack.
It was Cactus Jack
Yeah, it was Cactus
and Chainsaw
Jack.
fucking Charlie.
Chainsaw Charlie.
Excuse my French. But I think you have to say Chainsaw fucking Charlie because it's Chainsaw
sure.
Charlie.
He earned it.
Do you know the story about, like, that whole thing with Chainsaw Charlie as to why he came out with, like, the sock on his head?
Yeah, I remember seeing it, but I don't recall it.
So just like how Cactus Jack was Mick Foley, Dude Love,
Mankind,
yeah. Terry Funk kind of did the same thing, and when they were looking for them to fight, they were like, okay, well, you need to not go out as Terry Funk. He's like, okay, cool. So he just put on a pair of overalls and grabbed a chainsaw, and they're like, well, who the hell are you? And he's like, I'm Chainsaw Charlie. And they're like, but you just look like Terry Funk with a chainsaw. And he's like, well, I don't know what else to do. So they grabbed like a pair of pantyhose and they stuffed it over his head. And they're like, all right, now you're Chainsaw Charlie. So he had to wrestle the match with the pantyhose on his head.
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, you're fucking wrestling.
Sure.
He's getting sweaty. It's getting in his eyes. It's fucking Terry Funk. He's greasy as shit.
Sure.
And he said that's how, like, Chainsaw Charlie has, that's why he's got a fucking, it looks like he just grabbed one from the back and threw it, because that's literally what happened.
Yeah. Looked like he was robbing a bank.
He was doing something. He was fucking great.
That was the impression I got as a kid.
I just remember that clip that we watched of it, because I remember we just watched it.
Uh-huh.
It started out with Terry Funk like bleeding on the ground, and we're like, oh, what happened? And then the match started. We're like, wait a minute, was that before? And you don't know because it's fucking Terry Funk. He bleeds, when he wakes up in the morning.
Yeah, he's like Rick.
Oh God, I don't even want to. That you could literally do a whole podcast about the health degradation of Ric Flair.
Yeah,
he looked awful.
That last match, we didn't have the heart to watch it.
No, unfortunately.
We might go back. I don't know if I'm sure you can go back and rewatch it. We didn't have the heart to watch it.
I saw the photos. Don't need to.
Photos.
I heard about the lackluster ending, which is unfortunate. But I mean, what do you expect from a 70-something-year-old man?
Yeah.
Woo!
I don't think your mom could put somebody in that move.
My mom's not even that old.
That's what I mean.
She's what, 65? I don't know. Don't let her hear me say that. She'll fucking shoot me. But yeah, I don't.
She's gonna listen to our podcast about wrestling.
It's a what? My mother wouldn't know what a fucking podcast was if I showed it to her. So you just recorded this on your phone? No, Mom.
What's Spotify?
Isn't that some disease? Yes, I'm dying. Maybe then she'll love me. No. Oh fuck.
Oh boy, where were we?
Completely on a different tangent. 30 minutes of the most unorganized wrestling podcast you've ever heard of. This is what happens when you inject a bunch of caffeine into two adults that have some quiet time without any kids around.
That's why coffee's very important.
Yes, it is.
All right, so since we kind of, typical lost track of where we were. Not that we lost track, but
I did.
Just to help us get back on the track where we were. Okay, so I said if Jon Moxley moved forward.
Oh, that's right.
And he was the interim champ, that it would be fun to have Eddie Kingston.
Of course.
So now that I look back and I have,
if you ask me
the statistics here.
Well, if you ask me if it was Chris Jericho, I'm going to say the same thing.
You're going to say the same person, regardless of if Jon Moxley or Chris Jericho wins?
Eddie goddamn Kingston.
Well, yeah, I mean, absolutely.
Either one of those. I'm just saying, either one of those would be an amazing match.
Love Eddie. Well, especially with the heat that he has with Chris Jericho and Daniel Garcia and all them, like, that would make a lot of sense, so that would be great. But what are they going to do? Give it to Chris Jericho on Dynamite and then switch it over at the pay-per-view?
Why not?
That'd be a good twist. That'd be a good twist.
A twist?
Well, then it gives Chris Jericho something else to bitch about.
I
think Jake Hager is getting like a boxing match soon, so he won't fight for a while.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's got another boxing match come up because I think he's undefeated in MMA, right?
If I remember right, yeah. Yeah, he's done very
decent
with his career.
Yep.
I mean, it's
Weed
Bellator, but
the people.
Weed the people.
No, that's cool. That's cool. He's got his thing. That's cool.
I just don't like getting punched in the face, so I don't watch those sports.
Agreed.
I like fake fighters.
But, know what we know. I'm talking about the top 5. AEW usually stands pretty true to their top 5 contenders. Obviously, sometimes they sway. So, looking at that, Powerhouse Hobbs, I'm all about that.
For the men's title?
Yeah, against either of them. Sure, why not?
Probably Jon Moxley.
He's a beast.
I think he would look better with Jon Moxley.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
Although maybe that's a good setup. Maybe that's why Jay Lethal keeps losing all these title opportunities, because he's going to get a world title shot.
Jay Lethal? Yeah.
I mean, Jay Lethal and Jon Moxley?
I think Jay Lethal... I don't know. I'm starting to think that Sanjay Dutt's going to come out of quote-unquote retirement for the triple tag team champions. I think that's how they're going to bring Satnam Singh? Satnam Singh, thank you.
I mean, obviously they teased it and he didn't do anything, but that would be sweet.
I mean,
what did we say? It was 6 years since Satnam Singh, since Sanjay Dutt. They're so close, like name-wise. Since Sanjay Dutt wrestled. It's been 6 years.
Yeah, since he got into in-ring competition and has recently said he will never step foot into a ring again. So,
yeah, and then immediately was like, oh, we'll three-way match, and then, like, I don't know, got a couple hits in.
Yeah, but was definitely in.
Did he do something with the pencil?
They broke the pencil.
Yeah,
they broke the pencil. They broke it.
I love him. He's part of creative now, which is great move.
So
hysterical
with the triple tag, the 6-man tag championship. That's what they call it. It's weird. Is
that what it's called?
I'm pretty sure it's called the 6. I know that's how they call it in ROH. Is the 6-man tag championship, which I thought was weird because I thought it was like, wow, you're gonna have 6 people on a team. The first time I heard of it,
it's a lot of people.
So we've got, let's see, the Undisputed Elite, which it consists of Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole. You have what other triple tag teams do they have? They're trying
House of Black.
House of Black. Yeah,
I mean,
as long as Buddy Murphy's better. Yeah.
So just throw Julia in there.
I'm waiting for AEW to do the intergender matches.
Do it.
Not
just
like
throw
one
Julia
woman, one
Hart.
man against one woman, one man. I want to see.
Let Brody King and Julia Hart be on the same team.
No, I want to see man versus woman. I want to see.
But no, like fight like, I don't know. House of Black. Death Triangle.
Death Triangle versus who?
House of Black with Julia.
You put Thunder Rosa in there.
That would be dope.
Penta and
Ray. Alex.
You just have Alex in there. He's the woman.
He just distracts everybody.
Getting really far off topic.
Oh yeah. So who else for the 3-way? I'm looking up the belt.
The 3-way belt?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what it is called.
3-man.
3-man. No, I'm trying to see what it's actually called. But what other teams would qualify in that?
I can't even think of a single one of
them.
them.
I mean, nice thing about Dark Orders, you could take any 3 people. John Silver, 10, Alex Reynolds, Evil Uno.
So all 4 of them?
Why not? Have like the 4 of them, but 3 of them just like they switch belts every week. You know, like it's like a New Day. They got the tag belts.
Oh, they got the tag
belt.
They were just swapping out whoever's in there. The New Day had such a good run for so long.
Oh, I hope Big E gets to come back, but if not,
yeah, I don't
Fantastic.
think he's coming back, to be honest with you. The
no,
way he
not
talked
after that.
The way he talked about it, I don't blame him either.
No.
That was scary. Glad to hear he's doing good, but
yeah, I literally for some reason cannot find it, so. But they have a lot, obviously. The Young Bucks were teasing about
Adam Hangpage. Yeah, Adam. Hangman Adam Page. Hangpage.
Being on their side, which I feel like is just a teaser for Kenny Omega to come in and just.
I mean, yeah. Who else are you gonna have? Kenny Omega. God, I feel like we never go back so far.
Do you think that Kenny Omega is gonna fight Hangman Adam Page to see who goes into the 3-way champion?
That's if he comes back. He's another one that
up in the air.
Yeah, and he's openly said he's not doing well.
Yeah,
and we're 4 weeks out. Like I know.
I
feel like
he's got a lot to overcome, but this man also said that he could come out for one match in 2022 and still win Best Wrestler of the Year. Yeah. So I feel like there's got to be at least
100%.
One Kenny Omega match, but yeah, if he's not cleared, don't do it. Like, don't get hurt, obviously, but no idea. The Young Bucks and Adam Page, you think like that's what they're gonna do?
The Hung Bucks?
the Undisputed Elite. But I do this all the time. Damn Adams. Adam Cole is also not cleared. So,
but he's back on TV, which is a good sign. And he's already claimed that he's going to join the tournament. Like, he already said that, so he's going to be, I'm sure, cleared until by then. They wouldn't have him tease that if he wasn't going to be ready for it.
Oh, okay. I took it as he couldn't fight at all.
No. That's why he said that they wouldn't be, ready for the tournament. So that's why they attacked him.
Gotcha.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Saw that coming from a fucking mile away.
Oh, yeah.
Which, yeah, it's fine. But
yeah.
I definitely like heel Young Bucks. Although we hated heel Young Bucks, so it always grows.
I secretly hate the Young Bucks all the time. I don't know.
They're great.
They're always tainted because I always remember them as Generation Me from the WWE.
Yeah.
And they were just chump asses.
Yeah. Definitely not.
No.
So, yeah, they're number 2. They're number 2 for the belts.
For the tag?
Yeah, for the tag belts.
Okay. Oh, and then FTR is right after them.
Yep. Well, no, they're number 1.
Yeah. That's what I meant.
So what have they announced for All Out?
For All Out, I don't really... I mean, the interim championship's supposed to happen. Yeah. I don't think they've announced really anything.
They haven't said anything about CM Punk?
No. Both in show and kayfabe, they haven't said anything about him at all.
No. They did what was it, San Diego Comic-Con?
Yeah.
Some of the AEW wrestlers were there, and, there was some talk about CM Punk's foot not being fully healed, and, he was uncomfortable and whatever.
Right.
So, I mean, we've waited this long. Let's waiting a little bit longer for this match.
I mean, how long are they going to wait, though?
I mean, Tony Khan said he'd wait for CM Punk.
Yeah.
If you love something, let it go.
I know, right? Well, speaking of San Diego Comic-Con and matches that are coming up, Darby Allin and Brody King.
I got really close to the mic. I was like, let's talk about Darby Allin.
Darby Allin and Brody King. My God. Now we're
100% invested into this,
and we already are because Brody King's a favorite of ours.
Oh yeah, for
Both
sure.
of us are into the musics. But this match has become one of our more anticipated ones because of their doing stuff outside of the TV show, outside of wrestling shows.
Yeah.
And
it's given like old WWF vibes. Like we're at
Stone Cold beat up Booker in the supermarket.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But Darby Allin had like a signing, and Brody King put him through a table.
He went ape shit.
That was nuts.
He went absolutely. I was like, what the hell?
And then I think he was doing. Darby Allin was doing
a question or a panel.
Yeah, at San Diego Comic-Con, and Brody King and Malachi just fucked him up, and then they sat down and they were like, any questions?
And then just stood up and walked away. It's
great. So now they're doing a coffin match next week.
They both got tattoos of how much they're going to kill each other. It's great.
It's great. 100% invested. If you don't know, Brody King is the lead vocalist for God's Hate, which makes it so much more intense once you know that.
Right.
What a beast, but super, 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 super excited about
Darby
this
Allin's match too. That's his match, the coffin match.
Yeah.
I think he's undefeated in coffin matches.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's wrestled big dudes, but Brody King is such a massive human being.
I think the last coffin match was against Egon, right? Or Ethan Page.
I think so, yeah. I think so.
Yeah, because I think Ethan Page said he has the coffin, right?
Yeah, he's got a piece of it.
Yeah, something like that. So, yeah, for Brody King to challenge Darby Allin to his own match.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Insane.
It's going to be great.
Insane.
And then you got Lucha Brothers versus Andrade, El Idolo, and Rush.
Wow.
With Lucha Rules. I'm not really too sure what Lucha Rules instills.
Well,
did you look it up?
I didn't look it up, but the one thing I understand about Lucha Rules is that they cannot rip Rey or Penta's mask off.
Oh, the mask rules. Okay.
Right.
I do know it's going to be a tornado match.
Oh, I don't remember seeing
tornado
that.
Tag match.
Yeah. That is correct. I mean, how else could you have that match?
Yeah.
You have to just have it just chaotic. Everybody fight everybody. So what are the specific Lucha rules you're seeing there?
Here we go. Oh, man. Wikipedia is not helping me out. You win by pinning the opponent of the mat for 3, make him submit, knocking him out of the ring for predetermined count, generally 20 or DQ. You cannot use the ropes for leverage. Once the luchador is on the rope, his opponents must release any holds. So it's standard rules.
Okay. You can't do the Lee Moriarty.
You can't use illegal holds or moves such as the pile driver.
Okay.
It's actually grounds for immediate disqualification. I don't know if they're going to do that with AEW.
I don't know.
Outside interference, hits the referee, or rips the mask completely off. Usually most are 2 out of 3, but it's been abandoned since the 1970s. So just little.
I didn't see anything about 2 out of 3. So.
Little touches. Well, it said it was abandoned back in the 70s.
I gotcha. Well, no, it's a cool little way to be like, hey, these guys were in like AAA.
Right.
These are like different rules. These are like, a different culture. And apparently from what I've read, this has been like a long time in the making. This particular
I know they've
match.
been feuding for a while.
Yeah.
It's in different promotions, AAA,
Yeah.
I don't know about CMLL or...
Yeah, fantastic. I'm super excited about it. Andrade El Idolo coming off that win with Ric Flair.
Yeah, right. And then we've got Jade Cargill versus Madison Rayne for the TBS
cool idea.
Championship.
But how weird would that be after all this time? Like, nope, Madison Rayne beat you.
Yeah, it would just prove MJF right.
Well, she's not WWE.
No, you're right. She's never been in WWE, but still.
Impact.
Still.
Yeah.
Still, letting the old talent win the title.
That would be weird. But then they're like, hey, Jade lost to Madison Rayne. Now train us.
I was really hoping that this is the Quake of the Lake. I'm really hoping they have Athena versus Jade.
What happened?
I don't know.
Because if I'm not mistaken, I looked up something like that, and the women's contenders is also has Athena and Chris Statlander in it. Let me go back to it. So, yeah, what dropped to make those rivalries just completely out of nowhere?
I don't know. They were there. They were starting to get some momentum, and then
they were like hinting at it, And
then just stopped.
Athena's like, I got the belt from Jade. You get the belt from Thunder Rosa.
Yep, and then that was it. Never again.
Let's see. So the top 5 contenders for the women's championship belts are 5 Athena, 4 Jamie Hayter, 3 Britt Baker, 2 Chris Statlander, and number 1 is Toni Storm. Which again, what?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you're gonna have
these
the number
rankings
one
are confusing.
The number 1 contender is tagging with the champion.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Don't do that match again.
No.
Let's just move on.
Yeah.
I love Thunder Rosa. Huge fan. Great. Let her just do the match with Chris.
Right?
We can end that reign.
What are you biased?
Chris Statlander's. I love Chris. I love Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa's my girl. I love her. But I like the newly, I guess, repackaged Chris Statlander.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I do like the alien Chris Statlander, but this one's been nice.
This is the very serious,
more down to earth,
incredibly athletic,
right?
Chris Statlander. So I'm okay with both of them winning the belts, but they're both in the top 5.
Yeah.
So hey, maybe the creative will skirt and kind of recap back at that. We don't know, but haven't seen them in a few weeks, right?
No. I think it's been like 3 or 4 weeks since they were on TV.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I was really looking forward to it, to be honest with you. Like, it was something different.
Women's division's weird right now.
In AEW, yeah. Yeah, we were talking about this before. I feel like WWE has got a lot more potential right now with what they have, with the talent
especially
they have.
with Triple H.
But yeah, now that Triple H is back, and even just the past week has shown with more women's matches on TV, they had.
Yeah, didn't see SmackDown, but heard that Shayna Baszler won that like almost like a battle royale kind of thing. Cool. I mean, I know she was huge in NXT, so it's cool because it's like, what has she really done in a while? So you see stuff from Triple H, and you're like, that's awesome.
Right.
These randos are just like not randos; they're really incredibly talented wrestlers.
And there was 3 matches that involved the women.
Yeah.
Granted,
and the opening match in SummerSlam.
Yep.
That was a cool idea.
I was really surprised that they did the women's championship match at the beginning.
Phenomenal way to open up the.
I think a lot of people read it.
Premium live event.
Yeah, right. I think a lot of people read it a little incorrectly with putting them first, like they're the opening card.
No, AEW's been doing that. They put they'll put Jon Moxley at the beginning of the Dynamite Rampage,
Yep.
Jon Moxley is coming out.
It gets
and he's
the crowd
gonna fight,
hype.
and it's
I like it.
Awesome.
Not all the time. You can't do it every single time, but it's good when it's good.
It's good. It's like the ROH pay-per-view when Claudio won.
Yeah.
First match.
I remember hearing even the announcers were like, wait, what?
That was really cool. We weren't expecting that. Which, I don't know, if for some reason you did not watch the ROH pay-per-view, go back, spend the $40.
You really do.
Still, absolutely worth the money.
Buy it.
No. Support the ROH. Oh, man. Tony Khan's just done such a great job, and these people are fantastic. But
it's been nice when they take the ROH guys and they kind of interject them in AEW. But I'm really hoping that they actually get ROH its own program. Not that I don't want them on AEW, but I want to see an ROH product. I want to see them bringing in ROH individuals and creating the show that ROH really needs to have to showcase how talented their
bringing in the next, Nick Waynes and
the
new young talent that's coming in and showcasing those people who are trying to make it in the big scene and are really energetic and young and willing to do whatever it takes. It's always refreshing to watch stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
that's what was good about NXT.
Yeah.
We'll see on that.
Right.
Lots of just we'll see. By the way, I did look up, was able to find the name of the belts for the 3-person. It's the Trios belt.
The Trios belt.
AEW Trios belt. So we were both
completely wrong.
Wrong, but that's what we're going with. AEW World Trios Championship. Excuse me.
And that the inaugural champion's going to be crowned on All Out. I think that's the only thing that we know of that's been announced. That's the only
thing that's been announced is just that they're going to be crowned. So there's going to be an Eliminator tournament. I know that. They haven't started it yet. They haven't said anything as far as on Dynamite, right? Because they're doing Quick at the Lake. So
I think they're focusing on Quick at the Lake more than All Out right now.
Yeah, but they're notorious. Tony Khan's notorious for... Oh, and by the way, there's going to be a trios match tonight. It wouldn't be surprising, but
the only thing they have announced is the tournament final.
Yeah, which is funny because if I'm not mistaken, didn't Tony Khan say that he would only bring that back when Kenny Omega comes back?
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll acknowledge that if Kenny Omega does not come back.
Maybe he's slated to come back. I mean, the Young Bucks. You brought it up before. The Young Bucks are without a third.
They got the Millennial Cowboy.
Yeah.
That doesn't feel right, though.
I mean, yeah. Bullet Club.
Yeah. But I feel like it had to be Kenny.
It's got to be Kenny.
It's got to be Kenny.
It's got to be Kenny. It's got to be Kenny.
We hope he's better. We hope he's better.
Yeah.
I mean, all the rumors have been the 3 of them are going to win. That would just be absolutely ridiculous to be like, oh, Kenny Omega's been gone for what?
They just walks in and gets a title match.
And they won the trios match. It's the 3 guys that run the company.
But here's the thing: is he would have to come back before All Out.
Yeah, and that's a month away?
Yeah, so. Which is, is still plausible if he's fine and good.
But he would have had to be training this entire time.
Plus, your debut is going to be wasted on Dynamite. I feel like.
Because you'd have to fight at some point before All Out.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
What a pop, though, if they didn't say anything and they just walked out.
Shows up, yeah. It's going to go nuts. I don't know. We'll find out.
What a fucking pop.
We'll find out.
But yeah, they have so many good teams that they could definitely just take 3 people from a bunch of teams and just be like, here we go.
I wonder how big the tournament's going to be.
I don't know.
They haven't announced anything about it.
I made a joke about House of Black and Julia. The 3 of them.
That was earlier.
Yeah. We want to see more women.
We do.
It would be fun. Why not throw just 3 random women in there and be like, they're going for it.
I totally want to see
the trios belt.
I want to see House of Black come out and then all of a sudden you hear the music of, I don't know, Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, and Rebel, and they all come out as a trios. I'm just using them as an example, but I just see them come out, 3 women just trying to get the trios belt.
They didn't say it was men's trio.
No, they didn't. I
don't know. Hopeful thinking.
Yeah,
wishful thinking. Whatever it may be.
We'll find out, I guess.
Yeah. So again, we have no idea what we're going to see in a month. Interesting, to be this close. We personally went to Revolution, so.
And even then, it was 2 weeks away from Revolution.
Yeah,
they just dropped the whole card, and we're like, oh shit, okay.
And then they were like, what? It's going to be 5 hours of wrestling, 15 matches, a pre-show.
My ass hurt so bad. I actually still have the recording of us talking about that on the way home.
That was hilarious.
Well, I might have to release that one day.
But their pay-per-views are so long, and this is not me complaining in any shape or capacity, but they have to come up with that big of a set, a set. We're not going to show, that long of a card in 3 weeks and come up with everything and all the storyline, and yeah.
Yeah, if you've never been to a wrestling pay-per-view with a pre-show, your ass goes numb by the 4th hour, and there's still an hour left, and you're like, my God, I can't leave, but I can't feel my lower half.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I went to get anything to eat and drink when we were at Revolution. This is just, when you go to we like hockey, sporting events and things like that, you go wait in line for 35 minutes for a $15 beer. We didn't even want that. We just wanted anything to drink and something to eat. I was like, all right, cool. Pretzels, couple Cokes. Fantastic. I missed the entire Jade Cargill match. Ty Conti. Swerve coming out and being announced.
That's right. Yep.
With Tony Schiavone.
Yep.
And literally as I was grabbing my stuff, it was like
and it was CM a bottle Punk. Of water and a pretzel.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, you
CM
walked
Punk's
out.
Music
CM
hit,
Punk was like a quarter of the way out.
But it wasn't. It was MJF. Remember? Didn't he come out to his music because CM Punk came out to AFI.
That's right, with
his ROH.
So good. See, it all goes back to ROH.
It all goes back to ROH because they said some. If I'm not mistaken, Excalibur. He never lies. He said that Madison Rayne was part of ROH. I didn't know that.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
I'm not as savvy with anything pre WWE Impact for her.
Yeah, same. Cool. So I guess the moral of the story is let's work on the women's division.
And let's bring back ROH.
From Triple H. Triple H is back. ROH is back.
It's a whole new world.
It really is.
It really is.
My last question to you, and then we can wrap it up, is what do you think Vince is doing?
Oh my God!
I theorize that he's just sitting on the couch with a head.
Honest to God, like every time I think about Vince when he's not doing WWE, like every SmackDown, every Raw, every premium live event, he's just in that cliche like wall to wall books with the like way too large fireplace and the massive leather-bound chair with the small like end
Beauty
table,
and the Beast.
And he's just sitting in front of the fire with his fingers in that Mr. Burns teepee, just tapping away, grumbling to himself about how these kids today don't know real wrestling, and if it was his way, still there would be no women on TV. I don't know. I think he's got to be just fucking stewing about what Triple H is doing to this.
Yeah, because in that Pat McAfee interview, he said he just forces himself to work out. You think he's just in the gym all night?
Masturbating
Swallows
violently. The goal. Trying to feel something. Anything, please. Linda McMahon throwing shade at him.
Doesn't even care.
They're still married. You know that, right?
Well, for like probably the benefits. What's Linda care?
I'll say this one last thing.
Does she have a reputation to behold?
This one last thing. We'll wrap it up. Like that was like the biggest. I thought was the most ridiculous thing when all this came out. Like, granted, he used company money. He hid it from the company. Great, grand. Bad man. I get it. Punish him for what he's done. But what I found like on the internet of people was like, I can't believe that he would have an affair. I can't believe he'd be unloyal to.
Have you been watching the product since
those two have
90s?
hated each other? Those two have hated each other for fucking 30 years.
Oh my God,
they have hated each other longer than they've actually been together.
Oh my God, you've like absolutely got to be kidding me on that one.
Like he didn't ruin a relationship. Maybe the other person.
Nah,
but his relationship was ruined well before he
absolutely.
Was banging
this panned out 100% like we all thought it would. I just thought it had a little bit longer in the tank.
He was a creepy old man that was taking advantage of the world of wrestling.
Is that really supposed to be a surprise?
I mean, he's the one that invented that back in the fucking 80s, 90s.
And, I know. And then going back and watching these matches as an adult, you're like, Jesus.
Oh, yeah. The ass kissing, the making out with the talent.
The lingerie matches.
God, I loved those when I was a kid.
Edge.
I won't lie.
God, I know. It wasn't normal, but
Edge
the rated R superstar. Lita coming out and
it was raunchy, but it was the time. It was everybody was doing that. That was when you'd walk into gas stations and there'd be cardboard cutouts of some like brunette.
Like Pamela Anderson
boobs with like the tiniest bikini holding a Miller Lite, like she actually
for Baywatch,
Miller Lite.
David Hasselhoff and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, looking back at that, and then you hear, the commentators talking about these women.
The puppies.
You're like, oh God, he was an absolute fucking creep, wasn't he?
He was 100%.
Gross.
In this day and age, he would absolutely get buried. You couldn't have 90% of the storylines, but even then, like you look at ECW, and they would, oh my God, they objectified the shit out of women.
Absolutely.
But people loved it. People loved
it.
That
was
product.
A different time.
Of course. Oh my God.
Yeah. But this is no longer the PG times.
It's getting there.
I mean, there was blood on that first Raw, which I don't think was intentional. Oh no, I think that was SummerSlam maybe. Montez Ford.
He got bonked on the forehead.
Yep, and they cut to commercial real quick. But it's a different time. It's a different time. You can see it panning out that way. That I feel like this is good because this gives AEW an opportunity to step their game up.
Oh yeah,
not that AEW is bad, but good competition is great for business. Either way,
right?
Now everybody's working as hard as they can,
right?
So it's just elevating the product all around.
Oh yeah,
around.
It's going to be nice. I can't wait for what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks.
The next couple of months, yeah.
Yeah, months for sure, but even just the next couple of weeks with Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah,
I'm honestly more excited about Raw and SmackDown than I am AEW with what is going to come from everything.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we had Raw's 3 hours at this point now?
Oh my God, it's so long.
Entertaining, the first Raw back.
We watched it last week, and it was the first time we weren't completely bored.
I was like, wow, there's not a bunch of weird storyline or 24/7 belts or just too much weird stuff. We really stopped watching WWE for a long time because it just got stale.
But now it's got our interest again.
Oh yeah,
just
for
like
sure.
That. Just
for
like
sure,
that.
Because they're putting interesting people in these matches.
Because it was, honest to God, it was because of SummerSlam.
Yeah.
We tried to catch
match was shit.
Yeah.
Dumb.
It was, yeah.
But everything else was fantastic.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And already it's like, okay, it's a breath of fresh air. Are we actually done with Roman and Brock?
No.
I think so.
I hope so.
I think that was it.
I hope so. But you never know.
I think that was it. Poor Theory.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
was the one prediction I got terrible wrong.
Let's take a moment to appreciate Theory's run, because I feel like that's going to slowly diminish.
Oh, yeah.
To absolutely nothing.
Roman said it. Your daddy ain't here no more.
No, your daddy ain't here.
Nope.
And it showed. Poor Theory. At least he didn't cash it in. That would have been embarrassing.
I know.
He half cashed it in.
He showed up.
Oh.
But on that note, we're going to end it there. Thank you so much for joining us. You can find us here on podcasts every so often. You can find me at Gunk Dudley.
I'm at a bacon party.
A bacon party.
And of course, Coffee and Wrestling podcast is at Caw Wrestling Pod. Is that correct?
It's at CAW Wrestling Pod.
Okay,
yes.
That's correct. On Twitter.
At CAW Wrestling Pod.
Twitter.
Also, if anybody can think of a better handle, please, for the love of God, somebody say something.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I can't.
Caw gave us a really Nick Jackson feel.
Yeah, or Create a Wrestler.
Yeah, we're not Create a Wrestler.
Can't wait for that one to come bite us in the ass.
Yeah, that's all we can work with. Coffee and Wrestling podcast is a really long Twitter handle. It won't work.
No, yeah. Twitter needs to update their game. I need longer than 15 characters in my name.
Also, if you've made it this far, thank you so much to Jade Koth and the Vortex Kind for allowing us to have the song for the intro.
Not telling me to not use it.
Yeah, we just kind of stole it and we're like, oh yeah, by the way, thanks for the intro.
He's a good friend of the show and we'll probably have him on at some point, but yeah.
Yeah.
The Vortex Kind on Spotify, on Instagram. You can find Jade Koth at Jade Koth. Good friend of ours, great music. Gave me a trophy with flies all over it. It's a thing. But thank you again for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
Any last words? I love wrestling. I don't know. We'll catch you next time. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.